Abdul Karim, our moderator for today's session, very passionate and very energetic. Thank you, and my my fellow panelists, Raymond, Tanaka, and all that are joining us. Let me just start by introducing myself, and then introduce the institution, where we are, what we've done in terms of beyond giving young people a voice. How do we meaningfully engage young people for global impact? So, as I've said, my name is Sasaka Telewa. I'm the president of National Youth Council of Kenya, a state agency that was incorporated to give young people a voice. That's why I'm very happy to be speaking in this panel about how relevant this theme of us is today. So our mandate is actually to harness the youth voice, to inform government policy and legislation, and above all, to provide a framework of co-creating interventions by the young people, for the young people, with the government. That is who we are. And just to mention Ibrahim, we are actually under the Ministry of ICT Innovation and the Youth. And Honorable Joe Musheru, who was to be the chief guest, is also my cabinet minister, who is in charge of youth in the country. And having said that, allow me just to dive in, because I know we are constrained with time. And before I dive in, allow me just to mention that I want to thank the leadership of ASU for having consistently year in, year out organized a platform where young people, young students across the Africa, and youth like us can have a peer review mechanism and share experiences. The 8th edition, which was in Morocco, I happened to attend, and I was very happy to meet young people, youth across the continent, to discuss about issues affecting young people and coming up with practical solutions. This year, as I speak, Karim, I'm not happy. And it's because I am in my room, in my office, addressing the young people, and I have been denied the option, the opportunity to interact and know them. And I believe that beyond this pandemic, we'll get an avenue to actually have that physical interaction, because that is our African culture. Now, to dig in quickly, I want to say that as a young person, when I look at the pandemic has brought about challenges across the continent, not only our continent, but I think across the globe. When you look at it, the greatest casualties of this pandemic have actually been the young people of this continent. And when you look at it, it has also bring about new perspectives about how do we see young people. And just to start us off, I look at this pandemic, especially the COVID-19, as having provided us with a powerful mirror image of the problems and the patterns, and especially the problems of youth exclusion in all spheres of life, be it political, be it economic, and be it social. I've also just seen how negative stereotypes have come up, especially this pandemic, where we focus so much on the irresponsible and reckless nature of young people, how they have been able to behave during the pandemic, vis-a-vis the many contributions young people have been doing in terms of mitigating the COVID-19, where you see the media focusing so much on the negative, especially where young people are being reckless, as compared to the great impact initiatives being run by the young people in mitigating the pandemic. And these vulnerabilities, when you look at this pandemic, the vulnerable group that has actually been able to be impacted negatively are the young people. When you look at the bigger contribution of the economy in Kenya and across Africa, you will realize that the young people are the ones who are in the informal sector. They are the ones who are actually the majority in terms of the SMEs, the small and medium-term enterprises. And when you look at the adverse effect of the COVID-19, those are the industries that were hard hit, the informal, the SMEs, and the medium-term enterprises. And those are the young people who have lost jobs. Those are the young people who have actually closed their shops, their industries, their source of livelihood. And that informs why we need to come up and have a candid discussion that beyond the COVID-19, how do we build back better? And beyond giving young people a voice, what needs to be done? What kind of frameworks need to be put in place to make sure that the young people are actually at the center of participating in this economic recovery? And I'm just going to highlight a few things. because I know even me as a panelist, I'm here to learn much more. And that's why I really enjoy when we have a peer review mechanisms as young African leaders and say, what are we doing in Kenya? What are the success stories? What is working? What is happening in Ghana? Can we learn from Ghana? Can we learn from Uganda? And can we learn across Africa so that then we are able to impact positively in our respective economies? In Kenya, what we did, Ibrahim, just to mention a few, we came up with a model of putting young people at the center of the economic recovery initiative. And what we did was, first of all, and this was a game changer, which we got the support even from Our Excellency the President. We ran what we call the Food Services Virus Challenge, where we are saying this is a challenge for young people to partake in coming up with both techie and non-techie solutions for the economic recovery. And we saw young people coming up with very innovative ideas, very innovative solutions to spur our economic back to the position we want to see. And this is a challenge that was actually led and it was overseen by our presidency, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. What do I say? Why am I emphasizing on this? I see and I appreciate that my fellow young people, my fellow youth, my fellow African students, we have a lot of energy, we have a lot of intelligence, we have a lot of determination, and we have a lot of creativity and innovation. What we need is a platform for us to explore this innovation and creativity in us. So as governments, as non-state actors, can we provide mechanisms where young people can partake, can explore, and can bring out their full potential in both techie and non-techie solutions? And that's what we are doing as National Youth Council, making the young people at the center. When you look at fighting the COVID-19, what we did as National Youth Council or as the Kenyan government, we put young people. Young people were the ones who were actually running the mitigation mechanisms. And they came out through voluntarism. They came out through just volunteering their time. And that one also opened our eyes in terms of young people are ready and are willing to partake in the development agenda. What we need as young people is that extend those opportunities to us, because we saw young people volunteering, and even some of them were overwhelming, telling us, National Youth Council, we just want to give that helping hand and that contribution to us. So young people are ready to partake in the development agenda. Let's give them the opportunities. And as we do that, we realize that as young people, yes, we have the energy, we have the intelligence. We are ready to serve. Can we be mentored? So can we also have a robust mentoring mechanism in place? And as we talk about mentoring has a crossway, both mentoring upwards and also reverse mentoring. And that's something that I need to emphasize, that as African students and African young people, we need also to push for reverse mentoring, because we have the skills, we have the ideas. Why can't we not be listened to? And I think that is beyond the voice. That is actually now realizing the voice, and not only just having young people sit at the decision table, but having meaningful engagements in the ideas and solutions that come on that decision table. And then as I just, and Karim, give me a signal when you see that I'm passing the 7 minutes, but I'm still within the 7 minutes. And then there is this discussion that has been going around about skills, about the technical skills that we need as young people. I think, yes, I appreciate, especially in Kenya, that the government has given us a platform for us to harness and for us to access the relevant technical skills that we need. What I want to emphasize on that as we acquire these skills, let's also have mechanisms to incentivize our economies, so that then there is a direct link between the skills that we are acquiring and the absorption rate from the market, so that then these skills are very practical and very relevant. So yes, young people, let's go for these skills, but also let's champion opportunities for the young people, so that there is a direct link from the skills that we are acquiring to the relevant market. And this means that beyond the skills that we are acquiring, can we also provide a mechanism? Can we incentivize the economy so that we are all looking at both skills for the market, for the job market, and skills for creating manufacturing and productivity in the market? And this also, and I think borrowing from what you've done in Kenya, we have what you call affirmative funds, where young people with innovative skills can be linked with the right funding, so that then their skills can grow and be nurtured into businesses that can also not only be giving livelihood to the business owners, but also to the other young people. And that what that means is that we're expanding the scope. We are expanding the opportunities for the young people. So can we also be deliberate in actually giving opportunities for the young people? And Ibrahim, I've heard people say that young people given opportunity, they mess up. Allow us to make those mistakes as young people and allow us to be mentored, because no one is perfect. And as we do that, can we be given those opportunities? And as young people now, as I wind up, given those opportunities, can we make better those opportunities? So that then they say, given a chance, if you bring a young people at the table, then they add value. And that will only mean that we will create opportunities for other young people, and other young people will be entrusted with the relevant opportunities. And as I conclude, allow me to say this, that we've been pushing for the voice, but now we also want to push, we are pushing for meaningful participation. Can we make sure that even if it's a third or a quarter, that of any meaningful engagement, young people are there? Be it the public service, can we have at least a third of young people in the public service? Be it leadership, and I want to appreciate my president because recently he gave what we call assistant minister position to young people. So we believe that, and they are doing an amazing job, Ibrahim. So can we also make sure that it's deliberate, intentional, to have young people at the decision table, to have young people participating in economic spheres, and to have young people participating in the social spheres? Thank you so much, and may God bless you, Ibrahim.